going to give you a short presentation on the contest. I'm going to hand over to Greg, kind of introduce everybody, and then we just want to let everybody have a minute to talk and then ask questions. We kind of have an interest. I've asked them each to kind of tell their story, why they got in the contest, what they did different, what they learned about irrigation from the contest. So, first off, I would say, Greg Simpson here, Irrigation Program Associate. He pretty much runs this program. With a little help from me and the rest of us, but for the most part, he does all the hard lifting. So this thing is successful because of him and all his work. Going out on Saturdays, yield plots, putting meters in, because it rained all week, and the only time we could do it was on Saturday and Sunday. So he has worked tirelessly to make sure farmers were able to enter the contest, get meters in, got their yields taken out so they could finish harvesting the rest of their crops. So thank you, Greg, for your hard work.
I get nervous when people give me compliments. Be careful.
But we had a lot of, it wasn't just Greg, there were a lot of people who got involved.
Yes.
So the idea here is that we want to include county agents, NRCS people, staff, use local extension agent, and listed up here are all the county agents and the NRCS technicians, conservation people that got involved with the contest. So it wasn't just Greg and I and a few of my crew. A lot of people are getting involved in this contest. We've had a lot of support from the industry. So NRCS strongly supports this program financially. We get money for the prizes from and support to pay my staff from the Arkansas Soybean Promotion Board, the Arkansas Corn and Grain Sorghum Board. Rice Land donates a seed tote for the rice winner. Mars donates cash for the second place winner. Symmetrics and Micrometer have donated meters, trellis and AgSense soil sensor units for the winners. So all of the first place winners get this equipment. Delta Plastics, cash, Aerometer gives sensors and cash. All in all, these guys have walked away, the first place winners have walked away with somewhere around $20,000 in cash and equipment. What is an irrigation yield contest? It's like a yield contest on steroids, where we're taking account water also in addition to yield. So we take yield divided by water use, total water, which is made up of irrigation plus rain. So we do the yield like a normal yield contest, yield check. When the water is done with, we track rain with the computer, with farm logs and Climate Corporation, and then we track irrigation water use with a flow meter, propeller flow meter. This is what the winners get. I kind of mentioned this, first, second, third place. First gets around 10,000 or a seed tote. Second place gets 6,000 if you're in rice, 3,000 in corn or soybeans, and then third place gets $1,000. We only let people win first place once. If you win first place in a commodity, you can't enter again. There's the meters. Like I said, we gave over $62,000 away yesterday when we announced all the winners and handed out the prizes. What we do is we seal the meter. We want to make sure that no other water source came into the field, so we seal the meter with these lockable cables. Cut them off. We tape them up. You ever see a meter that looks all dolled up with beautiful looking tape? You know that guy has entered the yield contest in Arkansas. So the idea is you can't remove the meter and irrigate the field and put it back without us knowing about it. And it's just to keep everybody honest. Charge $100, we give that to the local county agent. Supervisor would cover the mileage. And you just have to have the meter out before you first irrigate the field. 30-acre field, got to have a supervisor. We want you to have somebody local help you. Got to enter the contest by the 30th of June. The harvest report's got to be in by the 2nd of November. We don't allow zero grade rice fields in the contest. Grower makes all the decisions. And And basically just harvest 3 acres off the bottom of the field. Cut windrows off and cut enough to get basically fill a truck. Make it easy. The idea is to showcase irrigation water management practices, so everybody has used all kinds of things to try to come in, and that's the idea. Is, you know, I've got my ideas about how to irrigate, and everybody else has their own ideas, so let's work together and figure out what makes it work. All right, we had pretty good participation, 30 fields from the north to south of the state. That's kind of the distribution. And the neat thing about the contest is everybody gets a report card. So even if you enter the contest and don't win, you get a lot of information about how you did. Well, how did you do with yield relative to everyone else who entered, and what was your water use efficiency relative to everybody else who entered?
How many fields did you have entered last year?
About the same. We had 29 last year, 30 this year. But a lot of people tell us they would have entered except for the weather. It's very wet spring, it's hard to get things done.
Just wondering if there's any kind of personnel limitations to growing it or
This year there were a lot of limitations being able to enter the contest. I mean, you had to make a decision, you're going to mess with the contest or you get your crop planted. That was, I think, a big factor this year.
Do you have an estimation of how big you could grow it, how many people could possibly enter?
We have about 80 meters available at this point in time, so we think that's probably the limit. Start about that meters.
It doesn't have to be our meter.
Yeah.
Cromer has been generous, and we got a lot of meters, but if we get a big response, you're gonna have to come up with your own meters. It's first come, first served on that.
If we have our own meters, will you calibrate them? How will you know for sure that they're?
What we do is, you know, you use your meter, and at the end, if you win, we bring it to the station and compare it to he has a
Whatever
standard
percentage
meter.
it's off.
He has a standard meter that we know is right, and we put them in line, and we run it at a certain flow. We know the flow. We've got a symmetric flow meter, we've got a calibrated micrometer flow meter. We put all those in line, and you have to be within 5% of our standard meters.
So, yeah, if you win, we basically test the meter and we test the numbers and we make it to high low. Then meters are generally fairly good at one flow rate, and they vary either side of that. And so we make sure they're in spec. And they generally are. So here are the results for the corn. The yields are on the left, irrigation water applied, rain, total water. There's water use efficiency, so the average of the group was 8.1 bushels per inch. Was our water use efficiency, the average yield was 235. The winner was 222 on 1.5 inches of irrigation, 11.4 bushels per inch. And the bottom was 4. So you see there's a big range. And what I tell people is it's not about maximum yield, it's about managing your water. So if you get a huge amount of rainfall all year where you don't have to irrigate, congratulations, you're going to have a great crop. But you didn't have to manage water. You've got to be able to, when you need water, be able to add it with irrigation supplement. That's the whole idea behind irrigation, supply what Mother Nature doesn't provide and fill in the gaps. And that's really what the contest is testing and showcasing. Here's the rice. 208 was the yielding, again, not the highest yield. We had a minimum yield. Has to be 200 bushel an acre, corn and soybeans. So we had some people that didn't make that. But the water use efficiency on number 1 was 7.2 bushels per inch. And the average is 4.7, that's pretty impressive, on 13 inches. And everybody else is running in the 20s on that.
Is that, hang on, okay. Is that 2 guys that didn't irrigate any?
The 173 is, he didn't meet the minimum yield.
Okay, well,
And the 200 is, he didn't cut the field off the bottom because of,
This is a field that this guy didn't win because 2 reasons. One, he flushed before we put the flow meter on, and we didn't know that until after the fact. And the second reason is that, the landlord has a big business. They're right beside Biomeda, has a big business in Duck Hunt. The landlord does, and they can't cut the bottom of the field, and that's in our rules. So the 2 reasons he was excluded.
and he's fine with it.
And he's okay, that's not why he does it. He, you know, he showed the report card. The big thing is, you know, lots of people wanna be competitive and see how you're doing against everyone else. But this is a way for you to judge, are you getting better? You know, you look at this year's report card, you look at last year's report card. I think the high numbers here, the highest numbers are a little higher than 2018, and that's because of the rainfall, I think, but I can't, you know, that's my opinion. You know, but, you know.
Soybean is 112 bushel an acre was winner, and soybean, the top yielding, has been winning the contest. And they're all about the same on the water use, around 6 acre inches. They actually used a little bit more. There were people that didn't yield as much, but used a lot less water, but they still didn't win. So yield's a pretty important component still of water, but it's about, at the end of the day, most crop are dry. So you're great. I'll take it over.
Thank you, Chris. I put this picture in there, just, you know, that kind of picture's worth 1,000 words. Most people's memory of 2019 is not good. You know, too much rain, happened at the wrong time, a whole month of May it seemed to rain. But it, you know, there was more preventive planning, claims this year in Arkansas than there's ever been, I think. But it also affected our contest. We was hoping we'd have bigger number of people enter, and they weren't able to because it rained too much. This is John Allen McGraw. He is our rice winner, and I'm gonna let him talk right now.
I had a 40-acre field that's all a square field and had 6 straight levees in it. And I kind of used a combination of everything. Got a big 5-inch rain in June, and I stopped the bottom pipe up completely, didn't lose a drop of water. So the bottom 3 levees stayed flooded all year long. And I didn't really pump on it much after that, just that overflow from the top go in there. And the top 3 levees, I ran AWD on, that both levees down the side, I ran AWD, I let it dry all the way down, get it dry before I turned the water back on. And it really worked, and it still actually had Roundup on it. I had a neighbor get some neighbor plant board tractor 5 miles away. I don't know where it came from, so I was worried about that. And compared to the 2018 rice verification fields, their average acre inches is 24 acre inches, and you compare that to mine, I saved 11 million gallons. It's about $990 or $24 an acre. So it worked out great. And if it wouldn't have been a contest, I've always been kind of sketchy on AWD. If it wouldn't have been a contest, I wouldn't have tried AWD. So I'm glad I entered and maybe actually try it out.
That's not a new thing. Alternate wetting and drying has been a concept that's been around for 20 years, maybe 30. But it's just not being adopted.
Who's your supervisor?
The red shirt.
We got the supervisor here is Scott Crabb and Stephen Stone. Is there a pointer on this?
Yes, sir.
The red?
Greg, I have a question. What plant timing did you do your AWD? Did you do it multiple times or just
Do
one
you know, was you at mid-season when you did your AWD?
I waited
Where was rice at?
3 weeks. I held flood for 3 weeks for the first initial fertilized, and then I started doing after that.
Did you do it multiple times?
Yes.
When did you quit?
When I drained it. I went all the full season.
I mean, all the way to boot, you went all the way to boot?
Yes, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Of course, this is a, you know,
Yeah, right.
extraordinary year with the rainfall. It rained all summer and seemed to quit about harvest time. So, you know, there's things people did this year that normally wouldn't work. Okay, this is Joey Massey. I'm gonna let Joey talk right now.
I don't have any slides.
That's all right.
Yep.
But just, if you want to, just tell them Joey in your own words. Joey did row rice, okay? And actually, his yield is a little higher than John's. but we don't give the prize for yield. It's water use efficiency. AWD, 2 years in a row, has had higher water use efficiency than any road rice field we've done. And, you know, I don't favor one or the other, but, you know, just whatever you do it well, right? They both can be done well, and they should fit the field. You know, when Ray's talked this morning, Ray could be up here with us. He placed fourth in soybeans, but he was in the contest, right? And, you know, anyway, this Joey's field is, you know, he did everything right this year.
Well,
Centuries out there, you name it, he was doing.
yeah, I wanted to start with my interest in water efficiency is out of necessity. I'm on top of one of the critical groundwater use areas in northeast Arkansas, so I have to be concerned about water, and that is, I wake up every morning thinking about what is my family, what are my kids, what are people after me going to do for water in this critical groundwater use area. So that is my number one reason to be interested in efficiency. So I started 4, maybe 5 years ago, looking at moisture sensors. Dr. Henry's been coming to my farm for a few years now, and we've adopted a lot of practices on our farm just because we knew that it was something we needed to be looking at. So we've looked at sensors, we've looked at flow meters, we've looked at several different ways adopting practices that would help us to be more efficient. So last year, it's been all about an education for me anyway. I've been learning about how we become more efficient, and to be able to work with these guys, extension, the people that I could think the list would be way too long, so I won't do that. But I really appreciate the education that I've gotten from these folks about water efficiency. So last year when we started I was really excited about having a contest that we could actually see how we compare what we're doing and how we can be better at what we're doing. We started out bad. We used the field last year, much like all of my fields. The water use for the field is very high. So we pumped 24 hours a day, 6-7 days a week, and then we had all kinds of problems with weeds in that particular field. But the outcome was really good. Would rank like 3rd or 4th, I think, last year, and it was a very sandy loam field. Pigweed, we had all kinds of problems, and we still done okay, you know. So that kept my excitement up about the possibility of being able to grow rice with less water, and how do we do it? So this year we entered again, and it was another field that I pumped 6-7 days a week, 24 hours a day on levees that you'd think would no way you can make it work in row rice, but we did, and because of the adoption of a lot of practices that these guys have taught me, it's been a very good experience. We used the moisture sensors. I would look at that every morning and every night. I would know exactly where I was at when it was time to start the well, and I would even use it to shut it off. Within a few hours of it being wet, it's time to shut it off. There's no reason to keep pumping if you're finished watering. So with everything that we used, knowing the flow of the well, knowing for sure that the water's going out there, and being able to make sure that the water was getting through the field was a very good experience for me.
He had his beds were right. You know, he used hybrid rice. That's pretty important. We've learned that, you know, from experience. You know, his irrigation schedule was good. It was, you know, he's got a good scout. You know, he didn't get into heavy weed pressure, you know, pest pressure, didn't get out of hand.
Yeah, I heard Ray say this morning when he was talking. Overlaying residuals is very important in row rice. I don't know, I know this discussion is not necessarily about row rice, but overlaying residuals is very important in row rice.
All right. All right, now we're on soybeans. I want to introduce you to James Ray. He's our first place winner. He's got a great story to tell. I'm going to let him tell it, not me.
I was just showing him a yield map from the 2018 contest. I did not win it. You can see on the yield map green on all sides. I cut this field at like 2 or 3 a.m. You know, that's just the way it was. And so I stripped out, you know, where the plot was going to be. I skipped a big spot, you know, where I could get my 3 acres, you know, because it's 3 a.m. I asked them to come out at dark, but I'm not going to ask them to come out at 3 a.m. So we're cutting.
Oh, he'll do it.
And on both sides of it, it's just crystal pretty green, you know, and then I skipped this spot. Anyways, come back, I don't know, after several of those rains of 2018 harvest we had, you know, the yield map goes from green to orange. And so, anyways, had a bad taste in my mouth, but we tried it again this year, and it all came together. But this year and last year too, I overwatered last year, and we had sensors out. I don't think the sensors were working properly. This year they worked perfectly, and I'd call him, Greg, I got to water. No, don't turn the wells on. There's plenty of water there. Greg, I have to water. It's like 2 days later. Greg, look, I've got to water. No, you have plenty of moisture there. Don't turn the well on. Greg, I'm watering every other field around it, but I'm going to trust you on this field. So anyways, the sensors really showed me a lot this year. It was eye-opening, you know, for, it's always been, you know, if you see that silver tinge, you know, like everybody says, then soybeans, you know, it's time to water. So apparently it's not. It's the sensors. I don't know if you can see my acre uses last year and then my acre uses in last year's corn. It'd be ridiculous how much water I was able to save this year, and that's strictly with working with him and working with the sensors. As far as management on soybeans, we always just try to get them planted as quick as you can get them planted. I mean, don't treat soybeans as the second crop. Treat them as the first crop, just like you treat any other crop. Plant them first part of April. April 12th is my favorite day. It's the day that I've had the most luck with consistently is around that April 12th date. I think this year we planted the 22nd, something like that. So it's really close to that date. It's just 2019 wasn't a good year either to start off with. There's you know, soybeans, you know, make their own nitrogen. 100 bushel soybeans takes just as much nitrogen as 300 bushel corn. And so as any way that I can get that plant to make more nitrogen, I'm going to do it. So we always inoculate our seed so we can get the most out of all those, the rhizobia and all of that in soil. And I'm working with, and another way to save water is to let your soil do more for you. I mean, and that's the whole deal with the soil health and cover crops and everything. I'm not implementing the cover crops, but I am doing a lot of stuff to try with the microbes and everything in the soil to be able to go and get water and bring it back, because they will do that if it's healthy enough soil. I'm trying to do a lot more research and stuff on that. But in season, it was literally just calling Greg and being like, hey, I need water, and him telling me no, and don't crank them up, you know. And so I appreciate the opportunity.
Well, that's what I went to another soil moisture sensor session the last hour. That's what we see over and over everywhere we go is when people go from, you know, irrigating based on experience or however you want to say it, to using sensors. Your natural reaction is to doubt sensors, isn't it? I mean, no.
Yeah.
And you know, if you, it's almost, it's a little bit like, you know, your relationship with the Creator. There's faith there. You can't, there are components you cannot see. To start with, you have to take it on faith, right? And so, you know, once you get past that, you see the result. You don't have to go on faith anymore. You will see a result, and it's a good result. I'm a believer in sensors, and you know, James went through that. There are others who entered the contest and went through that very same thing, and it worked. It helped them win. And let's move on.
James, I got a quick question. You said you were still watering all the fields around it. How did that compare to the field that won the contest?
The field,
Yield-wise?
yeah. The field, this contest field, it's just really good ground. You can talk all you want to, it's dang good ground. And, I mean, I had it entered in the corn last year, and it was in the 270s. You know, it's just a good field. The fields around it are not that good. The only thing that I saw from monitoring with the soil sensors is you have to be, don't just put one set out there. Because there's different, you can see on the yield map even from this year, there's hot spots, and they're not sand blows because it's not a sandy field, but there's hot spots. And so when I'm cutting it, and there's spots, you know, I'm watching my yield monitor, you know, and I'm up there, and then it drops down, you know, 20, 30 bushel, and then it comes back up, you know, and that's those sand blows, and I didn't have sensors in there. So if we'd had sensors in there, I think that if we would have watered maybe a little bit quicker, I don't think we had needed to hold 2 more irrigations, but I think if we'd have watered just a little bit quicker, a time or two, I would have had a more even field. But I mean, as far as the overall field average, you know, it did fine.
Yeah.
But I think I could have picked up a few bushels on those hot spots here and there because I think they went instead of that silver tints, they went to full blown curling up and like shrinking. You know, and so that's the only thing I think that you need to have you need to pick out those, and you can pick those from your previous yield maps, put some sensors there, and then kind of use don't go completely off of those because you'll way over water. But
use an average.
yeah, I don't even know an average, maybe like a 70-30 or something.
Wait.
How about, do you feel good enough with the sensors now that you feel comfortable making those calls on your own, or do you think you still need to work with Greg?
No, I'm definitely going to work with Greg. He lost me just hooking the things up. I mean, putting them in the ground. So I'm buying more sensors and I'm putting them on other farms strictly from working with him on this. And then I'm gonna be like, hey Greg, I know you're busy with this contest, but I need your help.
Were you looking at the graphs that the sensors were getting, or was that on Greg's phone, or did you have?
Yeah, he gave me the login and stuff, and I'm looking at it. And mainly I would call him and be like, hey, this says don't water, but I need to water. And then he's having to tell me not to.
It's very straightforward. You know your soil type, and you know your crop. We have pretty good, you know, trigger points for each crop.
Well, he had to drop the trigger point because I bugged him so much.
Well, you know, I heard this in the talk with the professor from Georgia. People would call this guy from Georgia saying, should I trigger at 38 or 42? And he's like, look, you can't see the forest for the trees, you know. That's a little too much detail, okay? That's a little too detailed. If you know, I want you to trigger about 60, but if you want to trigger at 50, I'm not going to lose sleep over that. Just don't trigger at 30. Don't trigger at 110. You know.
So with 60, y'all's trigger?
Well, yeah, I think I first told him 65, and I said if it makes you feel more comfortable, trigger sooner. That's okay. I mean, that's a small change.
And a quarter-inch rain, you know, it made a big difference too. Because we got several quarter-inch rains that probably didn't show up.
I don't know how many times I've said it this year. These sensors are more valuable in a rainy year than they are in a dry year. I mean, it's obvious what you got to do when it stops raining completely. It's like being farming in Arizona or something when you go through a drought. You just, you know, you could almost get on the calendar with it. But, you know, probably what you would see in a dry year is the sensors go dry and they stay dry no matter what you do until it rains.
What was your rice trigger number?
About 35, 38.
Okay.
We need to move along. This is our second place winner in soybeans, and he can't be here. He had business at the bank. He couldn't miss. And Beckton Bell, he's owns at Bassett, Arkansas, and the field was at Dice, Arkansas. Some of the heaviest clay on earth. That's where Johnny Cash is from. And they didn't do anything except schedule well. He learned to schedule using sensors. He uses sensors, but he didn't have sensors in his field. They don't do anything extraordinary. Our rules for our contest don't talk about how to manage your farm, how to manage your field outside of allowing us to measure the irrigation water and the rainfall. So, you know, if he didn't do any foliar feed, he didn't do any kind of fertilizer. insecticide, or fungicide. It was just good variety selection and good irrigation schedule. He placed second. Well, keep going the wrong way. This is our third place soybean winner. He's entered 2 years in a row, and for the life of me, I don't know why, but he did. He stayed with us. I'm glad he did. I'm really glad he did, but I don't know why he did. Just because of the year we had, he was same way. He used sensors in other places. He used surge valves in other places, but not in this field. It's just good variety selection and good irrigation scheduling. All right, Carl is with us, and I'm gonna let you tell what you think happened, Carl.
I want to respond to his question
Okay.
about watering the fields all around. We had a field 3 years ago, it was a 40-acre field split in 2 20s. One side we watered the way we always watered. The other side we watered with meters. The field with meters was watered 2 less irrigations and cut about 3 to 4 bushels better. The really big thing that stuck out on my, I wish I had a picture of it. On my yield map, you can see the combine speed. The side that was watered more was cut about 2 miles an hour. The better side was cut 5 miles an hour because the one that's overwatered, the beans are laying there. What's that worth? But that's just the answer to what you said about. Yeah, so.
It's worth something.
Yeah.
Time's worth something.
I was in the contest because of the weather. My county agent, Rick Wimberly, called me in the middle of June and said, hey, have you watered corn yet? In the middle of June. Yeah, you better water corn, but no, we hadn't this year. So that actually helped me out getting in the competition.
Yeah.
Soil monster meters I've been using for 3 years. The first year I had them, the second, watching my neighbor, watching my father-in-law actually, who I used to work for, and done all his irrigating. He kept irrigating the same way. I was irrigating by the sensors. When I saved the second irrigation, I went and bought some more and put the bean fields. That irrigation right there almost gonna pay for it. Not seeing any yield loss. As far as numbers, that's something you gotta play with. I think we can all throw out a number up here, but till you go put it on your farm and watch it, push it as far as you can. When you push it too far, you know, because you can't get caught up. So that's just kind of a play with by yourself. But I firmly believe in the moisture meters. I'm kind of like, I've got a 16-year-old at home, and that's all he wants to do farming. And we're in a critical groundwater. If we keep watering the way we have in the last 30 years, there won't be water.
We can't sustain what we're doing now.
Yeah. So it's as much to me about water conservation as saving money, saving water, and making money.
Okay, thank you, Carl. Appreciate you coming. This is our second place winner in corn. Terry and Clay Smith, and they're here, and they're not with us, but
Clay's actually doing a presentation right now about the cover crops that they use.
there's a whole lot of sessions here where they've, two at the same time that I want to see, and they're great. They're doing everything they can do. Most people aren't ready for cover crops yet, but they jumped in with both feet. And I bumped into Clay, just dumb luck, and he saw the flow meters in my truck and said, "You got this contest? I want to do the contest." And look, they got second place. So they're doing, sensors, cover crops, minimum till, no till when they can. Every practice that NRCS supports, they're doing it, and it paid off for them.
The water never got to the end of the field, he said.
Yeah, well, in a rainy year, sometimes those things, work out. Things that would be a problem in a hot, dry year, it was in his favor this year. And then Greg Boss is our third place winner in corn, and he's doing the same way. He's doing everything right. And I'll let him tell you what he thinks.
Greg will make me bring soil moisture monitors out, put it in the fields, but the contest fields, he uses his own because he doesn't want me to see what he does.
Can I say one more thing?
Actually,
Greg?
you'll be able to see it.
One more thing I want to say is, one thing that all these people have in common is, you know, just like you know your farm better than anybody. For the contest, we want you to enter the contest, but for the contest, you pick your field with the highest yield history. You're not gonna overcome, low yield history with good management. So if you wanna win the contest, pick your field with high yield history.
All right, well, let's see if I can figure this out here. Here should only be that picture.
There's several ways to do it. Arrows.
The arrow, right,
Right or left. Other way.
All right, so, you have one of my new pictures.
Keep going.
All right,
there we go.
so just like everybody else, we use moisture sensors. We have a weather station for our corn. We have a weather station in our peanut fields, the sensors. We have a weather station in our soybean field, the sensors as well. So we got one field of each crop, but that one set of sensors pretty well tells me how to water all the other fields. So I think we were using moisture sensors before Dr. Henry got out of college, but one way or another, we've been playing with him for a long time, but he's been a great asset to us. And yeah, I didn't borrow his this year, but I borrowed him from NRCS. So far I haven't bought my first sensor, but I have probably 50 standard upon them with different companies helping us out. And the NRCS gave us a surge valve to test on this field as well. And so the simple way to keep records is your iPhone and your camera. Every time I turn my pump on, I lift the lid, it tells me the flow. It tells me, actually our dates aren't on this picture, but I know the date and time that picture was made. And when I turn it off, I take a picture of the meter so I can read the meter. So every time I turn it on and off, I know exactly how many gallons of water I put out. And we did water our corn 3 times this year. And the picture is a little bit backwards here, we go back to this. But this is the picture that tells us everything we need to know about soil sensors. And where's my pointer?
Thank you for
Well,
it.
there it is. There it is.
There you go.
All right, so you can't see all the writing, but this is June 8th. These are watered 3 times. And there we go. We watered around the June 8th. We watered, this was a rain. We watered July 6th. We really let it get dry on July 6th. We were trying to hit this 50 number. And then we watered again on July 23rd, which was right in this area. It was getting late in the year, we just felt like we needed water. But the sad thing is we had a 2-inch rain the day after we finished watering right here. So there was 2.5 inches of water that we could have saved. But in any case, this is a water event, this is a water event. This, I actually let it get dry. No, I'm sorry. This is a rain event. It was time to water, but we saw rain coming, so we let the rain take it all back to total saturation here. And then here, we let it really get dry, but we knew we were looking for rain, but we didn't get it. And here's where we watered, and before I got through watering, we had 2 inches of rain on the field, so it totally saturated the ground. And then one last time here, we felt like we wanted to rain again. And we wanted to water again just to be sure to finish the crop off in good time. I think that was on the 23rd of July. So each time we can tell exactly how much we watered, but also all of these others were rain events. Here's a rain, here's a rain, here's a rain event, and then rain events here out just before harvest. So you know your profile of moisture all year long, and you don't have to pull this whole chart up every day, but it's simple on your phone. You know exactly what your profile looks like at any given time, and man, it's just taking all the guesswork out of it. The only guesswork is we're going to get a 1/4-inch rain or we're going to get a 2-inch rain tomorrow, and that's when you know when to water and when to not. But in any case, I've been involved with this contest both the last 2 years, and I think I'm in third place each of the last 2 years, but it's great to be a part of it, and it's taught me more and more about what we need to do to get better at water, to get better at using all the technology. And, you know, from flow meters, surge valves, weather stations, moisture sensors, and we've got it all over the farm. It really does make a difference in how we're managing everything. Sooner or later, we're going to get better at it. Thank you.
Pipe planner.
Pipe planner, I skipped it.
That's the place to start. Pipe planner is the place to start.
We
Oh, yeah.
never use pipe planner on this field and all the other irregular fields. And other fields, I've been putting it out for 40 years. I've just about got it figured out. But pipe planner works, and I recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, pipe planner is just something that like, it's kind of like putting, what do you call it? Kind of like putting agritain on urea, like if you just do it.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like, you come to these things and they tell you to put agritain on urea. Yeah, no duh, like we've been doing that forever. Like pipe planner is just another thing like that.
Stop debating it, just do it.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg, I've got a comment I want to tell you that
Okay.
we're thinking about doing on our farm. You know, you want to have sensors in every field. I mean, after you've got them, you think, man, I want them in every field. And then you've got, if you're a corn farmer and a soybean farmer, years ago, we didn't irrigate soybeans until we finished the corn because we was towing bivets,
Right.
you know. And so the concept of thinking, well, you're getting a little behind on your soybeans, you can. But what we're going to do this upcoming year is we're going to put sensors in our soybean fields and then use a handheld there until we get done, almost done with the corn. Then we can move our aqua tracks over there and then use them to finish out. And then, but you need to place your sensors when the soybeans are small to where they'll grow in.
Yeah.
So,
Well, there are a lot of things about using sensors that you have to learn by doing, and that's one of them. There's no way to have enough sensors, so you have to learn to spread that information in a way that is manageable for you. You know, I mean, I like to, you know, if you get one set of sensors out, manage several fields with that are similar. You know, you shouldn't be trying to manage sensors in a field that's clay and the field beside it the same way with sand. You can't do that. But if you have several similar fields, you can use one set of sensors, and you probably do them in order anyway.
You also can put sensors in the ground without the aqua tracks and manually read the
that's what I
sensors.
said.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
And then eventually you can pull them up, but manually read those sensors, it's not as easy.
I'm
but
glad you said
it
that,
works.
Greg, because that relates to our schools. We're doing 5 irrigation schools this spring, and we want to invite you. We've always had a big one in Stuttgart, and we're not doing it that way this year. So we've got 5 scheduled now. And what you're going to get, if you come to one of our schools, is you're going to get, you're going to learn. You know, we're going to answer your questions about pipe planner. We're going to teach you how to use a surge valve. We're going to teach you how to use sensors to schedule irrigation. We're going to help you learn how to build sensors, and then you go home, have your farm hands building those sensors for the whole farm. It's the most cost-effective way to get started. You're going to leave our irrigation school with enough equipment to begin using sensors at the most cost-effective way. That's the manual reader. And February 11th, we're going to be in Jonesboro, and February 13th, we're going to be in Walnut Ridge. February 18th, we'll be in south of the Arkansas River in Dumas. March 3rd, we'll be in Searcy. March 6th, we'll be in Winter. And you know, we invite you to come to our irrigation school. And we don't hit every county every year as we do with production meetings. We kind of alternate. You know, last year we were in a completely different set of counties, but we're trying to blanket all of East Arkansas. And that's our set for this year. It'll be a different set next year. And, you know, the meeting in Dumas right now, we're going to be working with Matt Lindsay here from Delta Plastics, and we invite their participation all they want to be with us. And so We're gonna answer your pipe cleaner questions, that's the place to start. We're gonna answer your surge valve questions, we're gonna answer your watermark sensor questions. And, you know, Dr. Henry can answer questions above that, but, I'm gonna refer you to him after that.
Well, we've kind of gone over time. Does anybody have any questions or? Thanks for coming. Enjoy the rest of, go ahead and next thing.